Hi, I'm going to be making this quick video to show you how to do a few things in the projects. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to delete something because I already imported it and I actually want to show you how to import it. So you really just click on it, move it to the trash. When you import something, it's going to come in as the name that you have. So if you want to name it something different, you should do it before you import it. Here you can see that it can get a little bit messy. I have quite a few apps in here. You can organize them by name, by date created, by date modified, and you'll also notice over here that there's a button for published. You can encourage students to publish to the gallery. It's a very simple process if you want that to be one of the assignments, and then you could also look to see if there were if they have in fact put it in the gallery. So what we're working off of is this document, and I'm reading through the instructions. I've already logged in, and the next thing that I'm going to be doing is getting this AIA file. So how you get that to your students is up to you, but right here I have the file, and I'm just going to open it, and I'm going to click download. Something you may want to let your students know is when they get these downloads, they can't open them on their computer. They have to open them in App Inventor, so sometimes students get a little stressed out about that. Right now, I'm going to change the name of mine. You don't need to do this. I sometimes like to do it to keep things less complicated. So I'm just going to put my last name at the end of it, and I'm going to keep the rest of it as it is, and that way I'll know that I had modified it. So I'm going to go over here to App Inventor, and I am going to go to My Projects, Import AIA, and I'm going to choose that file from my downloads, and I am going to open it up. Once that happens, I'm going to get this view, and I'm just looking here at the designer. We can review a little bit about what is what, but we've got the palette over here. I've got my main design. I have my components. They've already been created for me by Karen, who designed this tutorial and this project. And then I have my blocks over here. So I'm going to go back to the designer, and I am going to go back to the 2-button game instructions. And I am now looking at I'm looking at the second page because we're skipping the testing for now. So click on the left button in the components panel and change the properties. So we're going to make the background any color you want, and we're going to make the shape rounded. So let's have a look at that. So we're going to do the left button. We clicked on it. We're going to pick the background color to be any color we want. I like some fun and wild colors, so I'm going to hop into the custom, and I'm going to pick this purple color. And then the second thing that we were asked to do was to take the shape and make it rounded. So I'm going to do that right here, and then I'm going to go back and see what the next instruction is. The next instruction is to change the right button in the same way. So I'm going to change it and choose a different color so that I can differentiate them easily. Again, I'm going to go here. This time I'm going to pick this orange. I feel like that contrasts nicely. And then over here in shape, again, I'm going to go to rounded. Now I want to move on to this next section. This might be a good section where you could consider giving some specific assignments, or maybe asking students to do 1 through 3 changes, and in that way you could give them some specific parameters. Here the example is, how would you make the reset button larger? So I'm going to spend some time over here and just kind of think about what I might change if I wanted to change something. So for example, I might want to change these labels and I might want to make the font bold for the title parts. A fairly simple thing to do. I might want to go to this reset button and I might want to change the background color of the reset button. Bad choice since now I can't see what the text says, but I might want to pick something that goes nicely with the colors I have above. A lot of kids get into the creativity part of this and really enjoy playing around with the user interface in the designer side. So now I've accomplished this part. As I said before, you might want to think about how exactly you want your students to do that. And now we're going to go to, again, we're skipping the testing for right now. We're going to go to step number 14 and we're going to look at the blocks and go to the blocks editor. And here we are specifically looking at when left button click and when right button click. So in the left button click, we're going to change that number to something other than 1. I think it's important to make sure that kids understand what's going on here. So you may want to take some time and explain to kids that this is a fantastic coding concept where what's happening is every time I click the left button, and here's the left button, I'm taking the text, so let me look back and see what that refers to. So I'm looking at this left score text, and what I'm doing is I'm adding whatever it is already, and I'm adding 1. The instructions have asked me to pick any number. So I'm just going to pick 5. It's easy for multiplication, and it would work well for this. And I'm going to make both of them 5. And I'm going to leave this alone since the instructions said so, but also you notice that what this does is if the reset button is clicked, this is going to go back to 0 and this is going to go back to 0. So I have accomplished this task, and then the last thing to do is for me to test this out.